Welcome to the Schmoe. We're European and South African based after show for the movie trivia Schmoedown. I'm Teresa. I'm your host for today. Again, Liam's not here, so it's me. And we have a guest today from this week in the FCL. We have Keith. Keith, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thanks very much for having me on, guys. It's going to be a great, fun conversation with the both of you. And anything you want to know about the FCL, you got the right person here. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we need to know everything. We kind of fell off the wagon, so we need to know everything. Matja, how are you?
I'm great. Happy Keith is here. Happy to catch up on FCL with him because I fell off the wagon as well.
Yes.
Really fun week of Schmoedown we had last week. Some surprises maybe. Someone like me was very happy this week as well. So I cannot wait to start talking about these awesome matches we had this week.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The first match we will be talking about is Nikki Di Malanta versus Ross. I wanted to say from nowhere, but no, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Arsenal.
No.
So, yeah, I want to talk about it. Why are we changing the nicknames from the FCL? Because they were better, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler was better and Ross from nowhere was better. What do you guys think? Keith?
Go on, Matt.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take the ball. I think that it's a two-pronged thing, in my opinion. So on the first hand, like, if it doesn't fit in with the overall narrative and kind of like storyline the Christian is thinking about, then the change kind of comes in. However, you are then putting in the bin something that's got already kind of a connection from the audience. Now, in Nick's case, it's been working okay in terms of like there's still spoiler tendencies in him, even though he is Slick Nick. And I suppose like Ross, and I know we'll probably talk about the promos and stuff like this, but Ross from nowhere and the Arsenal Ross, it's the same person. Like, there's not much of a change in it. But I completely agree. I think listen, if there's a character of such already established, then there shouldn't be a need to change. But I can understand why for the bigger product.
Okay, so Keith is the reasonable one today.
Yeah.
Now you know. Matt, what do you think about it?
Well, I don't actually agree. I think that it should stay the same like the FCL, because in the beginning they said that FCL will be like something like minors for the Schmoedown. That I think that was the idea in the beginning of the season, like that they say that rookies will not be like coming to the Schmoedown in the draft when they didn't know how the thing will turn out, that the rookies will not be coming like this season, but it will be probably from the FCL. So I think that if you build up someone in one league and fans know that person from there with the one nickname, and if you want people to actually maybe more watch FCL and be more invested, then you do not change everything when someone comes from FCL, because then the whole part, I think, like I know this person from before from the FCL, and he's a spoiler or he's from nowhere. The whole fun is gone then. Like for me, I think if I did it, I would put it like this. In WWE, when you have NXT and then you have the SmackDown and Raw, that's the wrestling terms. They often do that they give wrestlers different personas when they came to the main show, and most of the time it doesn't work out. So I think it's better if they stayed the same, like in the FCL. I think it's hard for the fans when they made the connection with someone on one thing, then say it to them, okay, now change it. And for me, I think that it's better for the brand of the Schmoedown and the brand of the person to stay the same. Yeah.
Yeah, those were two good points, guys. I like it. My problem is I think the nicknames were catchier before, and also this is such a tongue breaker for me to say like Ross, Arsenal, and it used to be my favorite team. So it's okay. Yeah. So yeah, but I get that point that they are coming into the new league, and I don't wanna bury this amazing match. So yes, Ross's debut was amazing. He's going to be such a star next year. I really hope he has a place in the MTS because he was one really tough question that nobody was able to answer. Like Thomas Harper, Nikki didn't know. Nobody knew the answer away from going to the second round, and he played phenomenal. And Nikki, yeah, heads down. I'm really excited for her next match, Demalanta versus Damon with a twist. So yeah, really happy about this match, and I do hope we will see Ross next year again. Keith, how did you like the match?
I think we're something that I'm going to say. I feel is going to come up again and again, and it's the 5-pointer of it all. Like it's been a constant through line this week. It's across all three matches, and it just goes to show. I think there's almost a wider conversation. Exactly, Leo. Completely. Like it's just one out of your 12, 13 Star Wars competitors knew it in the whole roster. But I think this is probably a wider discussion that we could probably have that'll take an hour in the sense that the 5-pointer in terms of its value, it's worth the guts about 18, 19% of the whole points in the match. It's like you can literally play an 85% match to perfection and still get clipped at the end because of one question. And that's unfortunately what happened in for us this way. Perfect round, okay, misses the bonus, goes perfect in his own round two, steals off Nikki, creates a gap, and you're thinking just hold, and then it's and your winner on your side. Gets clipped, unfortunately, but more than showed that he should be in the Star Wars League next year. And to your point, T, hopefully he is one of the 60 odd on the roster next year.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Well, I was really sad when this match was done. I'm so happy. This is one of my happiest losses that I took in our prediction league. I was so happy. As we said, risk with him because we didn't see him in the Schmoe down, and I think that risk actually paid off. It's not that I got a point, but I could not say that he didn't deserve like at least one of us to pick him because the
Yeah.
way he played, he he really deserved the win in my eyes. Like really, his first match and to play it like that. Nothing against Nikki, she played phenomenal as well, but like he was really impressive for his first match. As Keith said, he went perfect, missed the bonus, went perfect in second, steal something, and as we said, and you can see in our actually title of the show, that 5-pointer, and we saw it in multiple matches this week. That five
In all
pointer
of the
can be,
matches.
yeah, that 5-pointer can be everything. Like you can be behind and then still win. Uh, and yeah, that happened to him. I'm sad for him. I also really hope, and I think that when people and managers see him play, I don't think he will be left out. I
Yeah.
don't think that anyone actually. I think that from all the divisions, the hardest thing for the managers will be who will I take for the Star Wars stuff, because there is no one you can go wrong with, but depending
Mm-hmm.
on how many factions you have, someone can get like left out of that and play for himself, and that's nothing wrong with that. But I think that for Star Wars division, managers will have a hell of a time
Mm-hmm.
picking who will they pick and who will they not pick. For example, Sam Levine will have to pick between Marie and Nikki, and that will be fun for him. And a lot of managers can be in that situation. So I'm really hoping to see everyone who was in the Star Wars division this season continue it into the next, because every season we have like big crop of people coming in one division, We had that with Inner Geekdom. And I think that this season is the season that we have it with Star Wars. Like really, a lot of good players came. The league is now deeper, and as we see, champions has to defend that belt more often. That's always more fun. So great match. Both managers did good and get their players to keep playing. And I'm actually pretty happy with this match with both players and how it went.
Yeah, yeah. The Star Wars division is just so stacked. It's insane how good everyone is, and anyone who plays in Star Wars could just get the belt. I could see if you told me right now Ross will get the belt next year, I would be like, okay. And if you told me the same thing about Nikki, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just they are all so good. So yeah, this was an amazing match. Yeah, Ross proved why he was a great pick for Kate. I'm kind of sad that he won't go on because I think people will again take it as an opportunity to argue why Kate isn't a great manager, but she is. But yeah, also glad for Nikki. Let's go to the second match, which again the 5-pointer decided, and it's Mike Kalinowski versus Paul Walterhauser. And Matt, do you want to start us off?
Okay, I can start us off with this one. Well, at least the match that made me tie with Liam again, but Teresa is now 2 points in front of us. Damn it. Great match. Both played really good. I am happy for Mike. He's showing that he really, if he does great in Inner Dictum as he did it, he really could be like the player of the year. He's done great job in every division he played in. I know that they lost in against Shazam. The corruption did in the finals, but when you lose against Shazam, I don't think that is something you should be like feeling really bad about. Shazam is an excellent team. Paul Waterhauser impressed me, really. His knowledge is really good. I think he's great for Schmoe in general. I really hope, but I think I know that it will be place for him in the Schmoe next season as well. Well, happy for corruption and suspects. This part of year playing lights out, and that's great for both of them. And again, it was the 5-pointer thing. Mike knew it, Paul didn't, and we have a winner. And it was again one player behind, but knowing the 5-pointer, and the player who actually was leading didn't, and he lost. And that's why we have the title with what we have, because in 2 matches, the players who were leading lost because of the 5-pointer, like mainly. And yeah.
Yeah, and then you have the third match where it's the 3-pointer,
Yeah.
but it's very similar.
On that one I have a lot to say. Like on that one I really have a lot to say. And I cannot wait for that one. But yeah.
Yeah, Mike is having one hell of a season. He keeps proving why he's still number 2 for me, but he is one of the greatest players we have. And he played an amazing match, but I thought Paul had him the whole time. Like, yeah, until that 5-pointer, I really thought he's going to win. And I am impressed with both of them, and especially with Hauser, because like I know Mike is great. We all know Mike is great. He's been here for a while. We know he cares. But I didn't expect Paul Walterhauser to be so impressive. And I really hope we will see another match from him soon. And I'm excited for, is it for sure Janine Kalinowski 3?
Yeah,
it is, right? Yeah. So
that's great.
Super excited about that match. And I'm going to be pulling for my girl Janine, but whatever happens in that match, it's going to be a great one. Keith?
I mean, I can only echo everything that you're saying. It's a when you kind of, I'm not the biggest Kalinowski fan. I think that for a heel, he cries too much for my liking. But you know, emotions, we all have them, so you know that's fair enough. I think if you kind of look at it objectively, watching the match, like it's a beautifully strategically well played match from both of them. Knowing when to kind of check down as opposed to, you know, going for it, even like with the steals on either side. And again, rinse and, you know, copy and paste what I just said about 10 minutes ago about the Ross match, you know, getting so far and then still getting clipped because just not knowing the five is an unfortunate piece. But I think that definitely Paul Walter has shown a good depth of knowledge. You know what you're going to get from Kalinowski. You know he's going to be in and around. He's always going to put up about 20 odd points. And I think, listen, he played what he had to do. Obviously, coming into the singles tournament, having been clipped by Perry last year, you're just never sure of like coming into these things. Whether you know that kind of like bad memories creep back in again. But listen, he did what he had to do, got the job done. Shame Walter Hauser took the L, and he's 0-2 now for the season, which is unfortunate. But again, as we always say on pretty much every show, like records don't necessarily reflect the knowledge and capabilities these players have.
Yeah, and we
So
only
true.
have, as Thomas said, now we have only 2 female competitors left in the tournament, Janine and Paige. And yeah,
It's okay because Janine
yeah.
might win the whole thing.
But also
I know
we have
you're
a,
rooting for Paige, but you know
yeah, but we also have a female champion. Don't forget that.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes. Okay. So the third match, which I
the one
wanted
that we
to
will.
call, it's not an upset. It is. It's a little bit of an upset. It is.
Yeah.
It's Ben Bateman versus Paige for Betty,
Oh
and
my God.
yeah, Matt really wants to talk about this match. Do it.
This match, I was a roller coaster of emotions in this match. Like when everything we talked about that we don't like in this season with the rules and the stuff happened in this match. Everything, like everything the community is talking about, the correcting yourself and the benefit of the doubt thing happened in the same match to the same person. And I was just like, oh my God, I really hope she wins, because if she loses on this one, because it was a close match the whole way, I was just like, if she loses because of this, because of the benefit of the doubt and stuff like that, and people were getting I think the points on tougher benefit of the doubt things than that one. I was just like, I really hope she wins. And I didn't have anything in the prediction league because we all picked the same. So I really hoped she win because it didn't matter who wins. It would stay the same. And great job to Ben Bateman as well. They both played great. Ben kept calm. He played good. He was prepared. We all saw that he was prepared. The trash talk before this match was phenomenal by both players. I just want to commend both of them on pre-match promoting. I think that a lot of rookies can learn from both Bateman and Page on how to promote your match properly before the match. It was Twitter was on fire for this one. It was such a fun experience. The match itself was great, as I said. A lot of things, a lot of challenges, and stuff like that. And in the end, Ben didn't know that 3-pointer, and Paige did. I'm happy for her. As I said multiple times on the show, she's my favorite female competitor. So I hope she will get far. I still stand behind my Shazam final, my predictions in the beginning of this singles tournament, but we will see what will happen. I just want to point out that we will have New York versus Boston match in the third round, and like that's one of the biggest rivalries, like New York Yankees and Red Sox, and that I think that will be so fun for people because of from where they will be, because both Josh and Griffin Humes are from New York. So I think that will be such a fun thing that Nerd Chronic can incorporate into the promos as well. Um Sorry, Josh, I really now want even more Griffey to win, because I just want to see that trash talk between Paige and Griffin Humes that will happen if it happens like before the match, and I think that would be so funny. And yeah, the match was awesome. I tweeted that that match made my day because it was up and down and up and down, and this is how I like my Schmoedown matches, when it's so unpredictable that it's like nerve wracking. And my favorite competitor win in the end, and because of that, it was even more sweet. And Suspect got yet another 3 points that was even more sweet for me. So great Friday for me. Yeah.
Okay. So you like almost having a heart attack every time you're watching your favorite
Yeah.
show, because I don't know if I like it. Keith, why don't you tell us about this match? What did you think?
I think this is the only shame is that this wasn't in studio, because this you could imagine
point.
the electric energy, the strike, the counter strike, the part three hiding it, and you're like, oh, I'll get away with it. Oh, I'll actually, oh, well, no, you meant three, as in like the trilogy, as in the franchise. So yeah, three movies. Like, no, you were never getting away with that, Page. I like Ben's sort of kind of holding off to be like, this is for you guys to decide, and then I would see if I'm challenging or not. Obviously Ben not getting the perfect round, we're going in sevens. Getting the steal on the Fight Club question was a massive call. The benefit of the doubt, the pausing, the whatever way you want to call it, I think it was the correct decision. There was enough of a gap after her initial answer. Ben obviously getting the steal, and then Ben plays a solid round too. Like people are. Can I just, not I'm sure we're not meant to curse here, but I'm just going to be very, very clear. I just feel like there's a lot of crappy people online having goes at people's strategy who have never answered a question before in any sort of way, shape, or form. And I think you have to look at Bateman is a numbers guy, and he knows like where he needs to be, and he knows what he needs to do to further himself in the situation. And he knew he was up by 4, and so therefore he played a safe bet on a category that he thought that he could get enough points that he would get ahead. And then the fact of his record being whatever it is, 14-8 or something like that, he's going to back himself 9 times out of 10 to go 2, 3, and 5 to get it done. Another thing that was said, from what I can see, was like, Bateman was rattled because he answered his 5 too quickly. No, that's not what happened. If you think about it, Paige and everyone at home is expecting Bateman to do the slow roll. He's expecting to like waste the 30 seconds. But Bateman knowing the movie straight away and deciding to go the other way is just to kind of shock Paige in the hope that maybe there's a kind of like a tremor inside of her that maybe affects her on the 5. The question came out. I personally, the first thing I heard when I seen the Pixar Bill Hader was I kind of went to Inside Out, was the first thing that I went to. I think he's in that. But obviously, she's a lot better than me. Hits her 2 repeats, knows the answer, and listen, congratulations to her. Obviously, as a member of the Action Army call sign Congo that I am, I was obviously rooting for Bateman. But listen, congratulations, Paige.
Yeah, I can't believe she actually did it. When she came into the league and she decided that the one person she's going to pick at will be Ben Bateman, I was like, maybe try someone smaller in the beginning. And now we're here, and she actually did it. So, it's crazy. But I'm really happy for her. I'm just like, I'm not happy with Ben's season, and I don't think it's because he's playing badly. And I really like him, and I really wanted him to get the singles belt again. And I'm sad that we will only see him in teams now, because he's one of my favorite players and he's one of my favorite characters. We don't have that many annoying characters in this game now. Yeah, a lot of people are retiring. We will talk about it on the next show about the Roka retirement. But like, I'm sad because I like Ben. But it's amazing that Paige did it, and we will see what happens in the next match. It will definitely be a rookie versus rookie, which is so great. That like in the third round of the tournament, we will for sure see 2 rookies still being there. So I'm excited. I can't not be disappointed. So I listened to Sorry for Tonight on repeat, and now I'm better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, for me,
It's fine.
the Ben Bateman thing, like when he missed the 3, I was just thinking to myself, a lot of players this season are missing their categories. Like the writers know,
Okay.
he will get that category. I will give him the hard stuff. Like when players take the categories, we all know that they are excellent at. Most of the time, they have at least one stumble. Like writers are doing their job pretty awesomely, especially this season. Like great stuff. And just one more thing, I forget to say it. I was sure I would pick Danger Zone in the teams match, and now I'm not so sure because Drew always does great in much better.
I don't want to hear it.
Drew always does much better in the teams than he does in the singles, and that's just Drew. He always does. McQueenie always did great in teams, and not unfortunately not so good in singles. And with the partner like Paige that is that good, like I'm so turned. I don't know who I'm gonna pick, and I'm so happy that match is not this week, so I have more time to think about it. But oh my god, okay, I just wanted to say that it will not be as an easy as I think it would. I thought it would be, but oh my god, I cannot wait now for the Danger Zone versus Untouchables. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
might
was
be
so
right, but I still don't want to hear it. So no, that's the
your
only
heart would break. I
opportunity
know.
now. I don't
I
want
know.
Danger Zone to break up. Please don't. Please don't. Yeah, so let's get from this subject, please. And the next thing we will talk about is promo of the week. Yes, Matt?
No, next week is the big thing that happened in the group, and that's
Oh.
the
No.
spoiler thing.
I really wanted to.
Come
I
on, Teresa.
really wanted
Start.
to.
Just take a
Yeah.
deep breath and just kind of just be very clear and concise, and then we'll move on.
Okay. So, as it happens, every 2 months in the Facebook group, we are now again talking about spoilers. And I'm getting annoyed, not because they aren't right. It sucks when you get spoiled. But I think there were a lot of steps made for it to be better. General public now gets the matches like Monday after the PPV, which is like I get it. I get that not everyone can do this and can pay the money. It's just, especially the Facebook group is so easy to avoid. You can just push a button and then you don't see it. Like, a big PPV is happening, and then you go to the Facebook group and you think it's a good idea. I don't understand. And like, if anyone is on Twitter, it gets spoiled immediately, like a few minutes after it ends. And we are all in Europe, guys. We can't watch it every time. It's just not. It's not possible. So I feel your pain, but just especially in the Facebook group. I don't understand. It's so easy. You get the match Monday. Just wait a few days. We voted. What more? Like what more is there to do? Everyone talked about it. Everyone voted. There, like, it's done. It's done. It's over. It's like, and last week when Marisol won, I'm sorry, spoilers. Last week when Marisol won, I posted about our show. And then I realized that I posted about Marisol and I got so stressed out. I was like, oh my God, they're going to hate me. They're going to ban me. They're going to like, and I shouldn't be so stressed out about it. It's not that big of a deal. So that's my thoughts. I think I didn't curse. I didn't get too angry. So I should stop now while I'm ahead. Keith, do you want to say something reasonable?
Listen, I think that this is never going to go away. There is always going to be. If I've learned anything of the 32 years I've been on this planet, is that someone is always going to moan and bitch about something. And ultimately, there was a call made months ago, last year, whenever it was, and it has since been ratified 2 and 3 and 4 times since. Yes. And it's the same people saying the same things. And to your point, T, all you have to do is mute the group for a couple of days. And that's the problem, is that people aren't doing the simple things to avoid themselves. So they would rather than click a button, they'd rather just bitch and moan about it after the fact. Now, you know, and to the point that you've made as well, like, we are in Europe, we don't get to see them live. But I know in the morning not to go on Twitter, not to go on the Facebook group, and probably in another way not to go on Instagram as much either. It's not as bad on Instagram, I don't think, or maybe just my algorithm just sets in a certain way that I don't see it, so I'm happy enough. But like, I know my window of when I can see it and how long I need to be off and social media for. Like when Spectacular 2 years ago, when Bateman bet Oyama for the belt, I didn't go on social media for 9 days because it took me that long to get through the 5 matches or the 4 matches, whatever it was. But I knew myself that was how I needed to avoid being spoiled for a major event. And so I took the steps to do that. This isn't complicated, but I'm going to stop also before I get too
Yeah. For me, this is like this. Okay. As we all said, we live in Europe, and just to like clear it for everyone who is not in Europe, even if we are patrons, if we want to watch something live, we need to stay up on average until 4 in the morning. If it's a paper with 2 matches, we need to stay up until 4 in the morning. And as you can just say it like reasonably, most of the time we don't do it, because if we do it, we do not sleep at all. I did it for Marisol, but most of the time I don't do it.
I usually do
guys,
it, but yeah.
It's like that. Like Kit said, if I must be on social media because of some personal reasons, I don't go into the group. And if it come up into my homepage, well, that's my problem, because I went on Facebook and saw it, and it was on my homepage, and most of the time it is on my homepage. But unfortunately, that's life, because sometimes I don't have time to look at the stuff right in the morning, because I have to do some for the college or something, and I need to be, for example, on Facebook for the college. And I see stuff, and that's not their problem, that's my problem. I do like that most of the time people are considerable and put spoilers when they talk about spoilers, but that's not obligations. We voted, we said that you need to wait 24 hours, I think. The people are good people, that's why they put spoilers, so people don't spoil themselves, but it's not required. And just don't go into the group. Most of the time if you don't go into the group, you will not get spoiled. Like when you look into the group, like Teresa said, and you know the big paper would happened, it's like you wanted to get spoiled. Like
Yeah, you did, because you want to complain. You wanted
Like-
to get spoiled. Like it's not even if you just unfollow the notifications, it's not even on your homepage. Like if
Yeah.
you just click 3 times, which I learned to do after I got spoiled multiple times, it's just not there. And you can avoid it and be a happy human, but you're not doing it. So I think you just want to be mad, and then you make me mad. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand. So yes, and it's also like we are always trying to make it more of a sport, and if it's a sport, then it's normal. Like people talk about it. We want to talk about it. We get excited and want to talk about what happened. So yeah, that's our 2 cents. Let's get away from this topic,
But
please.
even Matt,
Yeah, please.
like Matt, we were chatting, before we went on air, and we were talking about UFC 266 last night, and like that's on at a ridiculously late time in America, which means for us, if we were to stay up all night, I know I've done a couple of times for a few Connor fights, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm going to bed, or I can record the thing and then not look at my phone in the morning, and then just watch the pay-per-view fights first thing in the morning, and then go back onto my phone at about 11:30. Like this, I think ultimately what we're trying to say is there are ways that you cannot be spoiled. Go down those routes and stop moaning. Let's move on. What's next on the docket?
Yeah. The
Let's
next is
yes.
Nerd Chronic Appreciation segment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you want to start, Matt, with
Yeah.
your favorite promo of the week?
My favorite promo of the week was, I think you know what it was. It was Bateman against Page. Because we had so much. Wow, who would say that, right? We had so much materials from Page coming into the from the reel, from our show, from our friends from the show, and that was a great segment, by the way. Everyone from Spin from the Reel, and from that and all the things that happened between, and Paige picking a fight with Bateman in the beginning, like as Teresa said, and everything was just perfect. As Kid said, the only thing that's said about it wasn't in live setting, uh, and it would be much better, I think, if it was live. But I think that it's great for Page it wasn't live, because as I said multiple times, I think it's hard for the rookies to just come and play their first big match against someone really big and huge live. And I think that it helped Page to keep calm and stuff like that. That it was uh, not live, and this promo was excellent. I enjoyed it very much. The only thing that I missed is the song that Paige put on in the Twitter. That would be the like cherry on top for me. But yeah, uh, that's it.
Yeah. I just so you know, I wasn't laughing at you, Matt. I was laughing at
Serious
Chris.
guy.
So yay, and Ben, we miss you too.
Yeah, hi
Um,
Ben.
And Keith, what's your favorite promo of the week?
So I'm going to be a little bit biased, and I'm going to be supporting my boy Ross. I think that the Ross Nikki promo was a tidy, tight promo. It wasn't, two big characters going back and forth one another. There's just a couple of nice little nods to Star Wars while being very, very respectful of one another and knowing what the challenge that the other person was facing against them. I like those kind of easygoing promos. Ross is an extremely intelligent man. We've had him on a couple of times on This Week in the FCL and talking to him on screen and off screen. Like he is just a smooth character on the mic. So you knew that he was going to like a nice clear cut promo. And Nikki, herself and Andrew, they do a lot of work on their channel. You knew that Nikki was going to come in with a polished promo, and then listen, what more can we say about Nerd Chronic that hasn't been said already? He just takes what it is and just makes it absolutely gold. But no, I'm going to give Ross and Nikki my vote for this week.
Yeah, I'm also going for that one. There's a lot of reasons. Basically, I want to be Nikki DiMalanta if I could. Like, no, well, no. But like her personality is just the best. She's so funny, but like low-key funny, not in your face way, and quirky, but like not too much, but enough to be cool. She's just amazing, and I like to listen to her. And Rose, everything you said is true, and I really, really loved that promo. And sometimes it just feels that when Nerd Chronic is doing a Star Wars promo, he just puts something a little bit special into it, and it felt like that. So that was also my favorite promo of the week. And let's get to the FCL corner, which basically, you guys know, we used to do an FCL segment here, but then I didn't have time to watch it anymore. So I'm going to, I promise, but I don't know when. So we want to take the opportunity we have with Keith here and get some updates on the FCL. So Keith, the floor is yours.
So where did you? No pressure at all. But I suppose where did you? What was the kind of the last week and the last kind of matches that you would have broken down, or can you remember?
I remember.
I remember too, but I don't want to.
It was when Nick Harley, I think, won the championship.
They dropped the belt to the Flouse
and dropped the belt to the Flouse. I think that was the last.
Yeah, and I saw a few matches after, but like we didn't talk about them on the show. But no, it's not every week I get to watch. So
I suppose the big thing is that so Flouse is still the champion in the FCL, and it hasn't been resolved as of yet.
That's amazing.
It is. I mean, it's something. You got to say that. So Flouse is still the champion, and we have a kind of. The season carried on. They brought in Star Wars. There's been a few more Star Wars matches. IG has come into it since the title match, and we're seeing the likes of Sean Wingblade, James Schmoe competing in IG. Brennan Maher became the first competitor to play in all three divisions this year, winning every debut in each of his matches. Energy Geekdom, Star Wars, and singles. And we're kind of in a situation now. Storylines are. They had kind of gone off for a while, and now they're bubbling back up to the top again. We're seeing a potential movement towards an FCL spectacular style event at the end of October, because FCL ends at the end of October. It doesn't continue on till the end of the season. So, we break it down every week on This Week in the FCL, and we kind of like chat afterwards. Where do we think that this is going? And we kind of we're in an unfortunate situation with Nick leaving, in that the belt hasn't been defended. It's been 14 weeks now since Flouse was inherited the championship. I won't say won the championship. He was inherited the championship. And, if Nick had been around, that probably has been defended at least once, maybe twice before now. So we're in the background, you're getting a lot of people getting multiple matches. So you're getting Maxwell Haddad played this weekend, or this Tuesday gone. He won his match. So he's now 3-1 in the division. Alex Marzonia made his debut and followed that up with 2 more wins. He's 3-0. Travis Fishburne came out of nowhere. He's 4-0. Robert Montano is still there. He's 3-0 in the division. So you're getting this kind of bottleneck situation at the top of the singles rankings. But unfortunately, there's still no clear sort of gauntlet path to the title match as of yet. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll sort of get that. Anything else juicy kind of happening? There's a slow sort of intake into factions kind of forming now. So we have something that we would like. There's a European Invasion faction, which is David Campbell and Sonny and Kat. So they are a little faction together, which makes sense because the guys, the three of them, they train together. There is also another faction that I like to call the Flouse, the Mouth, and the Muscle, where Andrew Furtado is the Flirtin' Flouse's kind of PA, I want to say, and they have recruited John Knight, the Collector, the Luke Hobbs light character that I like to call him. The three of them are kind of like a group, and then you've got James Schmoe and his sinister syndicate society, something like that. I'm not a big Schmoe fan, so he knows, but he has this competitor called the Flying Cow as
I
part.
love him.
He's so funny. He's just amazing. He, every week he gives an exhibition in character work. He's just amazing. So the Flying Cow is the first part of Schmoe's group now. So we've got kind of like three factions bubbling. We've got a bottleneck of top competitors awaiting a sort of a clear path to who's going to face Flouse. We're looking at having an FCL sort of spectacular, and then I would imagine all the belts of some description will be on the line. We're also getting, it looks like we're going to be getting Adam's civil war between Chris and Robert. That's been building and bubbling for a while. And then this Tuesday coming up, we are getting in the undercard David the Survivor Jindoyan, a 1 and 2 competitor, facing off against old boy Nasir Milian from Spain, who came in and made his debut through 2 or 3 weeks ago. He won his debut. So that's the undercard of Tuesday's fight. Quick predictions. I think that David just about scrapes it. It's going to be tough though. And then in the main event on Tuesday is a Inner Geekdom fight between Sean Wingblade and the aforementioned Flying Cow in Inner Geekdom. So I'd say that that's going to play off very much a storyline match. In terms of, you put a gun to my head, I have Wingblade kind of 55-45, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cow win. So that's a whistle stop catch up from FCL 12 to FCL 26 and beyond.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This made me excited again. Well, it's not that I wasn't excited for the FCL. There's just so many matches. I'm really happy that we will cut down on the MTS matches next year, and maybe more people will have the opportunity to watch more FCL, because I think they're doing great over there. It's just not enough time in the week to watch everything for me. But yeah, I may watch the Flying Cow match. I really like him. He's awesome.
And like you know, the FCL is also, it is a fun league as well, in terms of like it's not people. The thing that has drawn me to it and has gotten my love back of all of this stuff is that it's so fresh, in the sense that like we don't know anyone. So like everything that you get from these people is brand new. Obviously there's a few people that you would know, like we know Late to the Party, we know Andres Gallagher, he was in the Schmoe last year. There's a couple of people that you're aware of, but for the most part, like, you know, I came into this, I didn't know David Campbell, I didn't know Nick Harley, I didn't know David Jindoyan, I didn't know any of these people, and they've come in and they've added like a fresh impetus, they've added a fresh kind of perspective on movie trivia, they do it their way, you know. And I have to say, Brad Gilmore and Steph Sabra on the desk every Tuesday have gotten better and better and better. And Paul Denuzio, PLD, and all his crew, like Dwayne Burke, Jacob Patrick, anyone, they really do put on a quality product. And I just see a couple of my co-hosts in the chat here, Chris Barnes, UK, dropping by, making sure that I'm behaving myself, and the great man himself, the Elk, Andrew Kelk, dropping in. Listen, the great people in the FCL, and I would suggest go back to it definitely and get into it again, because it is fun.
Yeah, I really want to. I have to find the time, because I love Brett and Steph. Like, they are amazing, and I have to say, when I started watching it, I was surprised that there still can be so much originality after 8 years. Especially the characters in the FCL are so amazing and so original, so fresh, like you said. So yeah, I'm excited to go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always said that I will watch FCL when it's the like no
Off season?
Schmoedown, off season of Schmoedown, because then I will have the time. I will watch the matches that I would watch the Schmoedown like 3 times a week. I will just watch FCL 3 matches a week, 4 matches a week, because I just, unfortunately, as Teresa said, there's 3 matches in regular week on the Schmoedown, and then you also have a pay-per-view. and that's almost for us one match a day,
Yeah.
and that's just a lot.
Yeah,
There
but
were-
it's getting better. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this week I could probably do it.
Yeah, they were. I think at the start of the season we were working it out, and if you watched everything every week, you were watching about 25 or 26 matches a month.
Yeah, and then there are the after shows and everything. Like this.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just too much. But I think the FCL. I really think next year is going to be
Yeah.
their year. Like
Definitely.
when
And I
people.
think-
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is obviously like it's been announced by Christian that the roster is being shrunk, and the 30 or 40 odd that won't make the main roster will be incorporated into the FCL, and the FCL would probably. The problem I think as well is that there's a slight disconnect in the product between the FCL and the Schmoedown. It's kind of like it's connected, but it's not, but it is, but it's there's just not quite that pathway from one to the other yet. They both kind of feel very distinct as opposed to a connected piece. And I think next year, having had the full year under their belt, I have no doubt that they will be able to have things going that little bit smoother again.
Yeah. I agree. I think you're completely right. So thank you for the FCL corner. And now, are we getting to predictions?
Yeah,
Yes, we are. Yay.
One of the most important parts.
Yeah.
Here is our table. As you can see, Teresa is the queen again,
Still.
but now she is 2 points in front of me and Liam, and
So great.
me and Liam are still tied. So yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Ben. Okay.
Yeah, and then
For
there's
Ben, but now
Sorry,
he can
Ben.
pick whatever, so that's also
Yeah.
good.
And yeah.
Okay,
that's it.
so we officially know about 2 matches, and we're not sure those are really the matches happening, but let's just do it. I know Leo posted in the group and answered that he thinks 2 matches that are happening are Laura Kelly versus Eric Whiteley. Let's start with that one. Yeah, and I'm starting, right? Okay. So we pick in the order that that we are in the prediction league. So I'm gonna pick Laura Kelly.
Yeah.
I do think it will be a tight match because Whiteley is better with like every appearance. His first round in the last tournament was actually really good. Well, his whole match, but he only got to the first round in the tournament, but he was really good. So I think it will be a tight match. But I do think that Laura Kelly is just a beast and she's going to beat him. That's me. Do you want to go second, Matt, or do you want me to pull Liam's?
I will just. I know who I'm picking. It doesn't matter. Today I'm not who I'm picking. It doesn't matter who Liam picks.
Okay.
So I will pick Laura Kelly as well.
Yes.
I don't think this is a match I'm comfortable going with the upset. So I just think I agree that Eric is better with every match, but Laura Kelly, she was the number 1 contender before Harper. I think that she showed a little more this season, so I just think she will win. I think it will be her versus Gold Leader in the semis, right? Yeah, and I'm picking Laura. Not much to say about that one.
Just to answer Galaxy Geeks, we didn't get the schedule. We don't know. We just Leo answered us in the Facebook group that those are 2 matches he thinks are happening.
Yeah.
So we decided to trust him because we don't have any other way to find out. So
and Leo is a fact checker in most of the shows, so we trust Leo's fact checking.
Yes,
so,
and if those are not happening, doesn't matter.
We will tweet it.
We wanted to talk about some matches, so those are the 2. Ben is also picking Kelly, and Liam is also picking Kelly. So
Yeah.
no surprise there. Keith, who are you picking?
I think that the smart money is on Laura, obviously. The only caveat I would put out there is that it's very hard to come back from a loss in a title match and reset yourself and go again pretty much instantaneously. So there's an opportunity there for Whiteley if Laura is off. But I think the smart money would be on a Laura Kelly win.
Yeah. And the second match we have is Final Exam versus King Arthur. I'm gonna be so obvious, guys. I'm not going for the upsets. I'm going with Final Exam. I said multiple times that I don't want this to be the end of the Final Exam. It's not. I get that they are. It's been a while since they've been together, so I get it. I just wanted them to be a team that had at least one belt. I really like Final Exam, and so I'm going for them because this might be their last opportunity. Matt, are you decided?
Yes, I know who I'm picking. I'm going with King Arthur. This is my week's. This is my week's probably the wild pick, but I don't know if you can say that it's wild. King Khan almost beat Lon, and Griffin Humes played excellent as well. I think the fact that they are together will be even like better. I think that King Khan will be more relaxed, and that Griffey's personality will help him be more relaxed and more in the state of it's just fun show. Because I do think that if competitor can just say to himself, "I'm just playing a show for fun," I think in that thing that you can play better. If in your head you said, "Okay, I'm playing for fun. Whatever happens, happens," I think that you will play better. And they both impressed me so much this uh, this season that I want them to win. Sorry, Final Exam. I want them to win, and I want them to do good because I would be very happy if they stay the team next season. Because I would be really sad that the team with that much potential is breaking up after just one match against Final Exam, who were multiple times number one contenders. So I want them to get at least one win, so they don't get breaken up. And they both played phenomenally, and I do think it's a risk that is worth taking. To be fair, because as we said multiple time on these shows, and people said it on other shows, you never know what lawn will you get, and as always, I think that would be the main thing. I think this match will be decided in the first round. That's just my my feeling that whoever does better in the first round will probably be the winner. And we will see. This is my risk. I think it's worth taking that risk. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's it for me.
I'm happy. I will get more points. That's great. So Liam and Ben are also picking Final Exam.
I knew it.
And I'm not. Yeah. Well, they both love Final Exam, so it's kind of expected. Keith, who are you picking?
I think I I think King Arthur as well, but unlike Matt, I think round two will decide it, not round one. But can we just take a moment and appreciate that Griffey Nooms and Lon Harris are going to be sharing the screen together, and that
my
has to
God.
be entertaining. So let's hope that there's a lot of interaction there, because that has the potential to be good TV.
Yeah,
That
that's
would be
true.
funny.
That's true.
I agree.
And is this match live or is it digital? Do we know? We probably don't, right?
The first rounds, I believe, are all digital.
Yeah.
And then they're going to see how they're at after that.
Well, that's a shame. That would be a great live match. Yeah, and we don't know what the third match is this week, or we
Yeah,
don't really know if there's
as
a.
Leo said, Newman is, yeah. So it may be in studio.
Yeah, but like if maybe it was supposed to be taped when the then lawn match was supposed to be taped, and then that didn't
Yeah.
happen. So yeah, I think it's probably digital, but I think that would be a great live match. So yeah, we don't know anything else that's happening next week. So it will be a surprise for us. And I think we talked about everything. Is there
Yep.
anything else we need to talk about? Yeah, I
Nope,
don't think
that's
so. Now that Keith picked King Arthur, that we won't see him anymore. So it's okay.
Thanks.
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And where can the people find you?
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Anytime schedules work out, I'll be happy to come back on again. You guys have been amazing, and listen, keep going, keep building. Things are always like weird and tough at the start, and then eventually something clicks and the mojo goes, and everything just goes better and better. But listen, you can find me online on Twitter and Instagram at Kilduff89. Check me out on every weekend, on this weekend, the FCL, breaking down all the action of the two matches every week, all the news, all the cutscenes. Myself, Chris Barnes, Ryan Permison, and Andrew D. Kelk. Get us on YouTube, get us on podcast form. Follow us on Twitter at This Week in the FCL also. CB, Chris Barnes does an amazing job tweeting and promoting everything that we do. And then for myself, I have a little personal side project going on. The Opening Pair Network is a YouTube channel that I run with my good friend Kyle Gavin. We talk sports, we talk movies, whatever kind of comes into our minds and interests us that particular week. Kyle and his friend Chris Gaggs did a amazing show previewing UFC 266 and the Anthony Joshua fight there last week. And upcoming, there's a few little changes on that, but you can find us on the Opening Pair Network on YouTube, at Opening Pair on Twitter, and get us on podcast form as well. And once again, thank you so much for the invitation, and I hope that I haven't been too boring this evening.
Oh no, not at all.
Very great.
Thank you. Everyone, check it out. We have all of the links are in the description, so you can find everything there. And thank you everyone for watching today. It was a great show, a little shorter, but that's good, right? I think that's good.
Yeah.
So have a nice day. Bye.
And also thank you to Thomas, Leo, Keith, Chris, Galaxy Geeks, and Shug, everyone who commented, who interacted with us. We appreciate that. Thank you for everyone for watching, and see you next week. Bye.